Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are in the world. My name is Mr. Jason, and today I have a read aloud for you. I chose Marti and the Mango as the first story of this series because, as a former childhood professional, I read this story countless of times to my children for a multitude of reasons. It teaches so many different things that children at that age need to learn about and are learning in the classroom at that time, such as alliteration, sequencing, foods, animals, insects, and problem solving. Marti and the Mango is about a mouse who's on a search for a mango in order to go to his friend Gomez's party. However, he doesn't quite know what a mango is or what it looks like, but with some help from a couple of his friends along the way, he finally figures it out. So, join me as we go on an adventure with Marti to find this mysterious mango.
Marti and the Mango by Daniel Morton. Marti lived on a small island in a tiny house at the base of a very tall tree. Marti was a simple mouse whose life consisted of simple pleasures, spending time with his best friend Gomez, afternoons in the sun, and a good imported Swiss cheese every now and again. One day, however, Marti was faced with a rather extraordinary task. He awoke as usual, and as usual he did his morning exercises. But when he went outside, he found a note from his best friend Gomez tacked to the front of his door. "Dinner, tonight, at my house. Bring a mango." A mango, thought Marti. Who ever heard of such a thing? What does a mango look like, he wondered, and where on earth can I get one? Marti was a very curious mouse. Quickly, Marti put on his lucky shirt and headed out in search of this mysterious mango. First, he decided to stop next door at the lily pond where his neighbor Frog was on his way out. "Excuse me," said Marti. "What's a mango?" "A mango is a fruit," Frog said, and kerplunk disappeared into the pond. Now we're getting somewhere, thought Marti. He took out his notebook and made a note that a mango is a fruit, and went on. Second, Marti came across a gorilla gathering guavas. "Excuse me," said Marti, "are those mangoes?" "Of course not," groaned the gorilla. "Mangoes are much bigger. These are guavas." "Thank you," said Marti. He made a note that a mango is a fruit bigger than a guava, and went on. He met a worm working her way through a watermelon. "Excuse me," said Marti. "Is that a mango?" "Not to my knowledge," whispered the worm. "A mango is much smaller. This is a watermelon." "Thank you," said Marti. He made a note that a mango is a fruit bigger than a guava but smaller than a watermelon, and went on. Soon after, Marti saw a kangaroo collecting kiwis. "Excuse me," said Marti. "Are those mangoes?" "Not at all," crooned the kangaroo. "Mangoes are much smoother. These are kiwis." "Thank you," said Marti. He made a note that a mango is a fruit bigger than a guava but smaller than a watermelon and smoother than a kiwi, and went on. Later, Marti ran into some beavers bearing bananas. "Excuse me," said Marti. "Are those mangoes?" "No, no, no," babbled the beaver. "Mangoes are much rounder. These are bananas." "Thank you," said Marti. He made a note that a mango is a fruit bigger than a guava but smaller than a watermelon, smoother than a kiwi, and rounder than a banana, and went on. In the afternoon, Marti came upon a cockroach creeping across a coconut. "Excuse me," said Marti. "Is that a mango?" "Hardly," croaked the cockroach. "A mango is much softer. This is a coconut." "Thank you," said Marti. He made a note that mango is a fruit bigger than a guava, but smaller than a watermelon, smoother than a kiwi, rounder than a banana, and softer than a coconut. And went on. Then he came to an alligator arranging some avocados. "Excuse me," said Marty, "are those mangoes?" But the alligator did not answer, so Marty went on. By now, it was getting late, and Marty had become quite discouraged. He decided to head home without his mango. When he got there, he sat down, tired from his search. "I'll never find this mango," said Marty unhappily. "I can't find anything. I can't go to Gomez's party without a mango. I'm a failure." Marty was a very depressed mouse. Just then, Frog came bouncing by on a fig. "I see you found your mango," he said to Marty. "Please don't tease me," begged Marty. "I have not found my mango." "But you're sitting right on it," bellowed Frog, and he bounced off down the hill. Marty looked down to see just what he was sitting on. Could this be a mango, he thought? He referred to his notes. A mango is a fruit, bigger than a guava, smaller than a watermelon, smoother than a kiwi, rounder than a banana, and softer than a coconut. "This is a mango," cheered Marty, and he smiled a very big smile. Marty was a very happy mouse.
Wow, what an adventure! Thank you so much for joining us and finding this mango for Marty. He is a very happy mouse now, and I know you are too, that you could be a help. And thank you so much for joining me on our very first installment of Read Alouds with Mr. Jason. I had a great time, and I plan on having a few more great times with you guys here in the near future. But don't forget, like, subscribe, click that notification bell, and go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know how I did, or even request a book that you would like for me to read. And always remember, keep reading.